Hey, how's it going? In this short video, I want to discuss how much Google Ads cost per month to run. So let's say you've set up a Google Ads account for the first time and you're wondering, what's this going to cost me a month? Well, long story short, it is going to cost you whatever you want it to cost. So Google Ads doesn't really have much in the way of a minimum budget. You can see here I've gone through the process of setting up a new campaign. I've gone for a daily budget of 1 cent. That's 1 cent NZD as an average daily budget for this campaign. Just for reference, the way the average daily budget works in Google Ads is Google will effectively not charge you over a month more than your average daily budget times the average number of days in a month. So, if you have a $10 a day average daily budget, I think Google runs off 30.4 days off the top of my head as being the average number of days in a month. You shouldn't spend more than $340 in that month. Now, if I hit next here, Google would actually let me proceed. Obviously, if I took away the budget and I went to go next, and I'll show you what will happen, Google will actually throw an error. If I put a $0 budget in, they're not going to let me spend nothing. But if I go back and change that budget figure to 1 cent, Google will actually let me proceed to the next step and go through the setup process. So as you can see, the budget in Google Ads can be whatever you want it to be. What you need to do is think about what is your budget for advertising. And often when you're first starting out and getting used to the platform, what can you afford to spend to test, to learn whether Google Ads works for your business, to try different campaigns, to try different ad groups, to try different keywords, to look at different campaign types like display advertising and YouTube and so on, to find the mix that's going to work best for your business. And bear in mind, not all businesses are a good match for Google Ads either. And I'll talk about that more in a future video. But let's just say that you've got a conventional type of business that often works quite well with Google advertising, particularly search advertising, something like a local service business. So you've got a plumbing company in Christchurch, New Zealand. You want to advertise for people searching plumber Christchurch or hot water cylinder repairs Christchurch or whatever the case may be. Sort of business that works really nicely with Google Ads, particularly search ads. What you need to do is sit down and say, well, what is the minimum budget I can kind of commit? What's actually realistic here? If you put in a budget of $2 a day or $1 a day, you might get a handful of impressions. You might get the odd click here and there, but Google's really not a lot to work with. You would probably find in a lot of industries that at $2 a day or $3 a day, your minimum budget is actually lower than really what it's going to cost you to get a single click on your ads, particularly in things like any financial niche or industry or medical or anything of that nature, where you've got a really high lifetime value for a customer, or a customer can be worth a huge amount of money to your business. You look at, say, something like a personal injury attorney in New York City. Some of those keywords, and you can look up lists online of the highest cost keywords in Google Ads, but some of them will cost $50, $60, $70, $80, $100 plus per click, because although that's a huge amount of money per click on your ads, the advertisers who are running those ads consistently have clearly done the maths and they've figured out, hey, it's actually worth paying this much, because at the rate we turn clicks into leads and leads into sales, and then those sales into lifelong customers potentially of our product or service, it's actually a profitable enterprise for us. So something to bear in mind there as well. Really, with Google Ads, the budget per month is whatever you want it to be, but you need it to be at a level where you can actually get your ads shown, you can get people clicking on your ads, and you can determine relatively quickly, is this working for your business? So if you've got a plumbing business in Christchurch, like that example I gave before, and you have, say, $500 a month to spend on Google Ads, can you take that $500 a month budget and turn it into $5,000 a month of business, new sales, new jobs for your plumbing company? And if you can do that, can you spend $1,000 and get $10,000 back in terms of new business for your company? That's the sort of thing you need to be working towards, rather than thinking around any set budget. Google Ads is not like it's not like radio advertising or print or TV. That's what I mean by set budget. If I wanted to take out an ad in my local newspaper for tomorrow's weekend edition, I probably would have missed the deadline anyway. But let's say I hadn't, there's going to be a minimum cost to me. I can't say, hey, I'll give you $5. Tell me how much advertising I can get in your newspaper for $5. They'll just laugh in my face and tell me to go away, right? There might be a minimum charge of $250 for a little slot in the newspaper, or it might be thousands of dollars to have the whole homepage or cover page feature, like some advertisers do. Same goes with radio and TV and niche print publications, and billboards are another example of that. Google Ads, very, very different. Budget can be what you want it to be. It doesn't cost any set amount per month. It costs what you want it to cost. The secret is trying to say, well, what is a budget that I can get started with, that my business can afford, that if it demonstrates potential and value and profitability, can I then scale? Can I actually invest more money into Google Ads to generate more leads, to generate more sales, to then generate more cash for the business to actually grow things further? Doing that is easier said than done, I'm the first to admit. But the key thing is to go in with that kind of mindset. Don't go in with the mindset of, I want to spend $2 a day because that's what someone's told me the minimum is. Well, it's actually a cent a day anyway. You're certainly not going to get much in the way of clicks and kind of engagement and leads at that low budget. On the other hand, you don't want to go in with the mindset of, I'm just going to put thousands of dollars a day onto this campaign because I know it's going to work from the outset. Start with an amount that you're comfortable to spend, thinking, hey, even if I don't get any initial leads or sales off this, it's not critical to my business. It's not going to result in me going bankrupt. But at the same time, I've learned an interesting lesson, or I've gathered some data, or I've seen some initial green shoots. Then you can come back and kind of work on how would you improve your campaigns. And then if you get to a profitable place with your campaigns, can you scale from there? So yeah, how much does Google Ads cost? Long story short, it costs whatever you want it to cost. You are in control of the budget. There is no off the rank default monthly cost for Google Ads. It just doesn't work like that. Look for a figure across your various campaigns, bearing in mind that each campaign has its own daily budget and therefore its own monthly cost. Look for a figure across your account that you are comfortable to spend to learn in the first instance, to try and generate some initial results. And then if you can establish profitability or establish the performance you need to see to justify investing more into Google Ads, then you can look to scale. Hopefully you find that helpful. If you've got any questions, please do let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more Google Ads and PPC advertising advice, and I'll see you next time.